alphabet of the gods, and I am, as you know, absolutely fascinated with the mysteries of the past. I know you are too, and for a simple reason. Unless we understand what our past really was, we can never find out and understand who we really are, and we all know that. We all know that the advance of the human spirit into higher consciousness depends upon a clear understanding of the human past. So I think that Ross has done something rather amazing with this book, The Mystery of the Great Serpent Mound. And let me quote an extraordinary book. Ross Hamilton's discoveries and revelations in Mystery of the Serpent Mound kick open the door to an amazing reevaluation of what we call the New World. Jeff Rentz said that, and I would heartily concur. This is one book that I read with such fascination that I almost had finished it by the time I sat down to read it. So welcome to the show, Ross. I'm delighted to have you. I've been looking forward to this for weeks.
Oh, great, Whitley. It's great to be on your show.
Well, good. First, let's begin by getting an explanation. What is the Great Serpent Mound and where is it?
Well, Great Serpent Mound is an earthwork which, if it were not in the form of a serpent but just stretched out, would be a quarter of a mile long.
Mm-hmm.
It's located in southern Ohio, actually pretty close to the Ohio River, not far at all. I would say within about 6 miles as the crow flies. It was constructed on a very high piece of land that's on the edge of what we call a crypto-explosion feature, which is a piece of property, mostly stone, with earth that's gathered on top of it over the millennia. That's about 5 kilometers across, and we're pretty sure now that it was created by an immense impact from an asteroid that broke up millions of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
This piece of property is understandably unique because the rock is shattered more than, I think, 2 kilometers below the surface, and it creates a constant trapping and changing of the magnetic field so that there's a lot of magnetic and gravitational anomalies throughout the crypto-explosion feature. But these anomalies are really evident at the Serpent Mound.
Now, why would it be that in the distant past, how can you detect these anomalies now?
Well, a sensitive person can detect them if he or she spends enough time there. I talked to for example, I talked to the previous park manager. He's an older man, and he was pretty much a professional policeman most of his life. But he was able to see earth lights. He was able to detect specific energy fields, especially along the side of the cliffs that the Serpent Mound rests near. And other people that I've talked to have seen unusual creatures. I think almost a hot pink frog was seen there at one time, and plants that don't seem to grow anywhere else in the state seem to grow around that area. And there's a lot of unusual caves and other enigmatic subterranean structures going on. There's an unusual bat population. By the way, an earthlight is discussed by Paul Devereaux in some of his books.
Yes.
Earthlights are a strange phenomenon that we believe now are associated with a concentration of magnetic force that rises up and becomes almost electrical, and then it interacts sometimes with the gases of the atmosphere to produce strange effects, which include the ability to shape its mass to form what a person wants to see. So if a person believes in ghosts, sometimes the earthlights will take the form, these wisps will take the form of ghostly apparitions. So they seem to be manipulable through the imagination or the will of someone who really believes. So this whole feature that the Serpent Mound rests on is relatively high, and the energies from the